Howdy! Welcome to Write Your Family History. I'm Devin Noel Lee, and I want to help you quickly write non-boring family histories. Today, I have a tiny tip. Today's tiny tips deals with questions that you might want to ask an editor that you will hire to professionally make your family history book sparkle and shine. I decided to hire a professional editor for my latest project. What questions should I ask a possible editor before I hire them? A couple of things. I don't know exactly how to frame the questions, but it's definitely something I want to know if we can all figure out how to ask it. So the first thing I want to know is, what is their reading pace rate? Like, are they a slow reader? Are they a fast reader? Because if they charge by this is my thought process. If they're charging by an hour and they're a slow reader, now I'm being charged more because they're a slow reader. How many projects have you done? About how many hours has it taken you to read these stories? That way I can budget properly. The other thing I want to know is, what do they typically edit? What type of works do they edit? Do they edit academic, edit sci-fi? Do they edit history? Do they edit biographies? What is their background? Because their bias in editing will come into my work. Other things that I want, I'm hoping they're going to give me syntax things. But I also want to make it clear to an editor, I want you to ask me questions. I don't want you to assume that you know everything I'm saying. So if something doesn't make sense, such as I've talked about this before in the book that I wrote, it's on my back shelf, but it's out of the viewing screen. But in From Metal to Rhinestones, A Quest for the Crown, my teenage years in beauty pageants, I had people say, what is the pageant stance? What is turn for the judges? What does that really mean? What is the butt glue and why do you use it? Now, if the person has experience, they may just assume another person in an audience would know it. So you want to invite them to say, okay, I want you definitely to highlight something that you're not familiar with. Like, say, explain what the pageant stance is. But I also want you to point out when I'm using jargon type language so that I remember to add clarifying details. And then I like this one. Do you have experience editing family histories or nonfiction work? So I like that. Family histories specifically, but we're writing in this nonfiction category. The other thing to ask is narrative style. You need to decide, Mr. Smith, if you're writing are you writing a narrative, and therefore does your editor have narrative experience? Are you writing academically? Do they have academic experience? So you want to line up in that way. If they don't have some of the experience that you would love for them to review, you don't necessarily need to discount them. Just recognize if they don't have the background experience that you're looking for, and this is their first time with your type of writing, then I would expect them to give you a little bit of a discount. I mean, they are spending their time and they like to eat and live indoors. However, if they have a lot of experience, I'm willing to spend them more because I know that they're going to give me a lot of great feedback. If they're not as experienced, then I would like a 10 or 20% discount on their rate because this is a new field. And if it's doesn't go well, I don't want to necessarily have paid a full price. Does that make sense? So if you guys have other suggestions on questions to ask, those are the ones that come to mind. Maybe I'll think of some more later, but those are the ones that come to mind right now. Now it's your turn. What questions do you think it would be important to ask an editor before you hire them to edit and enhance your family history project? Let me know in the comments section below.